Boys, buckle up. We are in for an excellent chat here. Good friend of mine from Drummondville, Quebec. He's a former Melfort Mustang. He played 2 seasons with the SJHL club, and he was named the Sherwood Division Defenceman of the Year in 2020. Tied for 5th among defensemen points that year, tied for 2nd among defensemen in goals. His career stat line, 128 total games played, 67 points, and 253 penalty minutes. And since 2000, his 67 points ranked 12th among Mustang defensemen in that time. He was part of the Mustangs' run to the finals in 2018 and 2019. And frankly, he's just all around a great guy. This is Alex Rondeau. Rondi, it's great to see you, buddy. How are things?
Hey, Maddie, thank you for the intro. That was awesome. It's been good. It's been good.
I didn't miss anything, did I?
No. That was over the top for sure.
And I forgot to mention, current member of the University of Anchorage or University of Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks ice hockey team, not playing this season. So I guess, Ronnie, first, what have you guys been up to, being up in Alaska right now with probably not a whole ton to do?
Yeah, no, we've been pretty busy actually. We've been practicing 5 times a week. So working on our skills and stuff, more individual stuff. We still battle a little bit, but it's more like skill wise and speed and power skating. So it's been good, and we've been in the gym too as well 5 times a week. So we've been just trying to get better every day, and we'll be ready for the next season.
And focusing on your schooling as well, right? Hitting the books.
Yeah, every day. No, there's actually it's a grind with school and stuff. It's fun though. It's been a real fun time here for me, and I love it.
That's good, man. I guess first off, let's jump into your career as a hockey player. You've been all over the map.
Yeah.
I know you've got some great stories. First off, you obviously from Drummondville, Quebec. You play your minor hockey in that area. And if I read correctly, you played in the ever famous Quebec Pee Wee tournament?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did my second Pee Wee year. Yeah.
What was that like? Because that's a tournament that we see on TV. I remember watching that on TV back in the day. What was that like?
Oh, it was like my when I was so young, I always wanted to go play in that tournament. And so we played. I played for the Voltigeur, the Drummondville Voltigeur. That's like the QMJHL team at home for me. So me and all my buddies from the same hometown, we all played for that team and went up to Quebec. And so we played our first game we played against a team from Saskatchewan. I think we played Yorkton my first game.
Oh, wow.
The Yorkton Terriers, and we lost in shootout at the Pepsi Coliseum. And then we went to lose against Quebec City, their third game. But it was a nice, unreal experience.
Do you remember if there were any big name NHLers that came out of that tournament that year, or any big name players that came out of that?
I don't know. I know we played in exhibition games. We played the Hershey Bears. I think they had a couple college players as well on their team. I think they got a couple signed guys, but I'm not
I
sure.
did check it out. They do have one big name player who's currently in the NHL. Former #1 overall pick Nico Hischier was in that tournament, put up 19 points in 6 games.
Wow.
Holy.
Unreal. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. That's unreal.
You didn't have to see him because he didn't put you in the turnstile or anything. Eh? You didn't blow by you at all.
Good thing I didn't play him.
What is it like playing hockey in Quebec compared to, other places? What's the game like down there? I know you played in minor hockey there. What's the game like compared to, some other places?
I would say Quebec actually is very skilled. I would say it's it's a very skilled type of hockey. There's less grindy. It is a less grindy style than Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, I would say it's more hit and grind and work hard. And I feel in Quebec it's more of a skill, smoother, hockey type of thing.
Yeah, so, and then you moved to play prep school in Connecticut at Pomfret. And why did you go there? What was the decision to go to prep school in the States as some kid from Drummondville? You know what? Why did you go there?
Because I went my first year midget. I didn't make midget AAA.
Oh,
So I went and made like it's called like midget espoir. It's like the second like it's like under the midget AAA, right? It's like you could like go
it'd be
midget
double A
espoir and then
basically, hey?
yeah,
Oh,
kind of yeah.
okay.
So I went there. Then I went. My coach back at the time told me like, yeah, let's go because we could go and get drafted as our first midget year in Quebec. So I thought that my coach thought I was gonna get drafted. He had talks with other teams in the queue and stuff. So after my first year, I went to the draft. It was like an hour away from my house. Did not get picked. Then I go back to AAA camp my second year, and I get caught again. So I did not make AAA my second year. And then my coach tells me again, like, go to the Q draft again. You might get picked up. I didn't go to the draft, didn't get picked up. I was like, all right, screw this. So I was like, I'll try to go play college hockey then. And then I went away over there. And then what happens? I played 2 years of prep there, and it was unreal, unbelievable.
What's it like to play prep school? And like, the three of us obviously have not played prep school hockey before because none of us, I don't think we're good enough to.
Yeah.
But what's it like? Is it like a college type of atmosphere?
It's the school I was in was Pomfret School. We were like 300 students, so everybody like kind of live on the campus and stuff. So like when we would play like I don't know, like a Friday night game, the whole school would be down there on the rink. It would be awesome, like so much noise, and like your buddies, literally your classmates, are like right there with you, chirping the other team and rooting for you, and your teachers too. No, it's awesome. I love it. It's really like tight community type of thing, and it's was awesome. We won my first year, the first championship ever for the school for a hockey team. So
Wow. Like
yeah.
that must have been just an absolute, just that building must have just gone crazy. Like with a tight school like that must have been nuts.
Well, we for the championship game, we went and played in a different rink, like a middle rink. We played against a top team too in final. We played the Cushing Academy, and that's like a big program too in that league. Like they get like a bunch of D1 commits every year, or pro players, ex-pro players played there. But and we beat them, I think 2-1 or 3-2 in overtime. And that was like the first win in 105 years in our school history, I think. Yeah, the school's like 100 and something years old. It was crazy, unbelievable.
Wow, that's nuts. Yeah, like so you go to prep school. How did you find your way to Melfort and to Saskatchewan? I think you and I have had this conversation before, but there were other options other than Melfort, weren't there?
Yeah, so I went to a showcase in Boston. And prior to that, I talked with the Flin Flon Bombers in the Saskatchewan League as well. I was supposed to go there at first, and the coach over there was supposed to come down and see me in Montreal practice. But instead, I decided to go and go to that Boston showcase. And that's where the Mustangs texted me and stuff. And then I talked also as well with the BCHL team for a tryout, and the same in the Alberta team. But I decided to go with because in Melfort they offered to sign me, so I signed with the Mustang when I could, and then I went over there, I guess, and it was a great time too.
I remember your first camp in Melfort. There's this kid wearing, I think it's like red and blue pants. I'm like, who is this kid? Like this kid wearing these red pants. You stood out like a sore thumb out there in Nipawin in the cage. I mean, that culture shock must have just been crazy coming to Saskatchewan, eh?
Oh, I was just in shock. I was seeing all those guys with the blue helmets. I had fucking different colors everywhere. I was like, what am I doing here? That my goal was to try to hit as many guys with blue helmets just to try to make an impact right away, because I was like, man, I do not look good right now, so might as well try to make an impact.
What was the difference in hockey between U.S. high school than coming to Canadian Junior A?
So U.S. hockey, I would say over there in prep school, I played against Trevor Zegras and Spencer Knight my years in prep. Like big, like there is some young studs like hockey players, like those guys. They went to play prep school a year before they entered the U.S. NTDP. So before they entered the U.S. program, they would go and play like high school hockey as like. So we get some like every year. There's some NHL draft picks from high school, and they're like unbelievable players. But the thing is, when you get to junior in Saskatchewan, guys are older, so they feel like the pace of the game is way faster, and it is way more physical and stuff. It's just better hockey because guys are older, and it was like a little adjustment for sure for me. Like at first, like I wasn't like fast enough. I don't think to play. I needed to adjust and gain some speed because it was fast. You need like for sure like a little time for like to get to the pace and stuff.
I remember you managed to work your way onto that third pair and you ended up being with Nolan Katachuk, I remember,
Yeah.
your rookie season there. And that decor was really good. What was it? It must have been hard to like work your way onto that pair and kind of prove that you belonged in the league, hey?
Oh, I just tried to play well every day. I remember that first half of the year I did not play very much. I wouldn't play much, and then something happened with someone got injured. I don't remember who, and then I just got an opportunity to play and step in and play more. And then me and Caddy kind of took off from that point. I feel like, and we always had a good chemistry, but we from that point, like there was a moment during that first my rookie year that we just like started getting more ice time and playing playoffs more too. So I don't know what happened, but it was like there was a I think it was right after Christmas we started playing well and stuff. So
Well, that decor was really stacked. There was a couple
oh yeah.
trades that brought guys in. Like, how fun was that decor? Was really close too. Like, how much fun was that group?
Well, it was very fun, yeah, with Skapsky and Donald and Hobson and Tosh. No, we had an unreal team that year. I still have a terrible feeling about that loss. It's horrible still, but no, we had a great group of guys for sure. We still talk sometimes. It was an unreal year for sure.
And looking
And
back on that first year, just looking at the stat sheet here, unfortunately, I haven't gotten to see you play yet, but 58 games, 21 points, and 118 PIMs. Have you always been that kind of guy that smashes your body out there to find a guy, hit somebody, and move on? Or did you have to develop to the Saskatchewan game once you got there?
I would say I've always been very physical as a player. I always try to protect my friends and stuff. I don't know. I think it's a part of me. That's how I've been raised by my dad. My dad was the same way, and he always taught me to protect my buddies and stuff, sister and brother. So on the ice, it's like I don't know. It just gets me like energized. It feels like it puts me in the game when I hit someone or something. It just that's where I gain my energy from, and I know I like it. I like how when it's physical and stuff. And once in a while, I didn't mind dropping the meds too. I very had fun with that, but it was fun for sure.
you
Do you
ran out
have
of
any
fights, eh? You ran out of
Oh,
fights in your first year, didn't you?
yeah, my first year, yeah. The second year, Blevs didn't want me to fight as much, but my first year, I had more rope for sure for that one. With Danny Myers behind the bench,
Yeah.
that always helped. Yeah.
Do you
So
remember who the toughest guy in the SJ you ever dropped the gloves with was? Was there like one
Oh,
guy who you kind of like after the fight you're like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that?
uh, I would say my last one, Jack Lanshishin on Nip one. He got me a couple of times on the jaw. We talked to about it after uh, we uh, we met each other somewhere, but he's a very nice guy. He actually got me a couple of times on my jaw. He's pretty strong. I felt like yeah, he's a good player too. Very nice guy.
he was probably the toughest guy you fought. Hey, I know
I
there were a
would
few
say yeah,
good
he was
tilts,
pretty.
but
Yeah, that first guy too. What's his name? That he was a little guy on Yorkton. He's
oh, I don't remember.
20-year old. Remember that? Like he was like pretty strong too. I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
you had no issues dropping the mitts, I remember. And
no,
like,
it was fun. Yeah, not like Schneider, but it was
yeah,
fun.
you didn't have to when he was on the ice. He was the one to drop the mitts, hey?
Well, you would drop all the time. He would love it too. And then we traded him, and first thing he asked is to go with me, and we were like best buddies. I was like, what is going on, man?
So that year, that 2018-19 year, your first year, that team runs to the finals, but there was a tough stretch I remember, and I think it was January. There was a little bit of a tough stretch
Oh
where you guys
yeah.
went on a losing streak. Do you remember what clicked or what changed? And you guys went off from there into, I think you ended up being the third best team in the league points wise that year.
This year?
No,
The past year?
your rookie year. That was, I think you
Oh
guys
yeah,
had
yeah.
the
No,
4 seed.
I felt like we had both Januaries tough. Like
Yeah.
both year we were like, I don't know what happened. Like both years I thought we were like coming in and coming out of Christmas and just like having terrible games back to back too. And we would get it from bluffs too. I remember my first year we lost twice to Nipwin, and what a bag skate too. It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. We would just both of my years when we came back from Christmas, we had some horrible games. I remember like losing like 3 or 4 in a row, maybe even.
Yeah, and then, like you guys go to the finals and you guys go through the playoffs. The first round that year was Kindersley, dusted them off quickly, no big deal.
Yeah.
Second round, Estevan. That series was absolutely wild. What do you remember about that series?
No, they had some tough guys on that team. They had some tough guys. They were a tough team. Yeah, that was actually like the first time in the like for real the series I felt it was like hot like playoff hockey. Like against Kindersley, we kind of like went through the motion a little bit. I felt like because we were so strong and so deep, and they weren't. I don't think as good as us, the same level. But Estevan got some good players, and they could play with us for sure. And they were very heavy too. So it was very, very, very physical hockey. I remember some good fights too in that series. It was a very good time, and no, they gave us a good challenge that year. Yeah.
And the game I remember, I don't know if you remember this, the game 6 was the game that you guys, eliminated them.
Oh yeah.
You guys fall 2-0. You guys come back. Colin Schmidt scores 1. And then with, I think it was about 2.5 minutes left, you scored to tie it up in the second period. Do you remember that goal?
Yeah, horrible Sally after too. Horrible Sally. Oh.
Walk me through that goal because I remember it clear as day, but I want to hear how you saw that goal.
And then walk us through the celly too.
Yeah, and walk us through the Sally too.
The Sally. Yeah, no, I got the puck from, I think it was Braden Young on the face-off, and he got me the puck right on my tip, and I just tried to shoot it as fast as I could. Somehow went in the net, and I just started like crossing over to the right side out of nowhere, make like a turn to the bench and just jump on the bench. It was horrible.
At that point, you just let nature take over that celebration, right?
Yeah, no, I was just like, what happened, man? What is going on? I'm just like, yeah, it was. I don't know what happened. I was just too hyped up. I was jumping everywhere, like
just pure excitement.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't score much that year too, so it'd be like, wow, that is surprising. Wow.
Only goal of the playoffs, I might add.
Yeah. My only goal in career, maybe too, probably in playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, only career playoff goal. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I remember Noah Giesbrecht was in net that game.
Yeah.
And do you remember the save he made?
Oh yeah.
He dove across on the 2-on-1, stopped it with his stick. I wish I could find the video and we could share it on our social medias. But
oh yeah.
Do you remember that at all? Like how crazy was that game?
Oh, he played unreal for the whole series. He made some unreal save, but that one was like, even on the video, it's not clear. You can't really see well enough like how nice that save was. Because if like it was like an HD like video, like if you could see it very well, like that video would be unreal. It'd be
Oh,
on
it'd be all over.
TSN or something for sure. It was unbelievable.
That game, like I think you guys kind of got speed bagged a bit in that game. Like they were out shooting you guys. Like how crazy was that game? How much fun was that game to be a part of?
Oh, I just remember once we won, everybody was like, man, we're going to the finals. I was like, what, man? Is this really happening? First year in the league finals. And I thought we were having Battleford for sure too. I thought like with the team we had, I couldn't see like how we could lose like to this team, but they outplayed us. They played unreal, and it still hurts that we lost that one, but it was an unreal year for sure.
Well, you mentioned how good that team was. You had the MVP, you had the player of the year, you had arguably the best goaltending tandem, had one of the best decors. Like that team is just nuts. What was it like to play with guys like Justin Ball, who scored 50 goals, Carson Albrecht, who's now committed to UND? Like how cool was it to play with that much talent on one team?
With Ball and Albrecht, that was my first like once I first got to Melfort, I was on the ice with those two guys, and I was like, wow, how can you be like that good? And I was living with Albrecht too.
Mm.
I wouldn't say he's that good, because I like the guy. He's one of my good buddies, but no, he was unreal. Those two were unbelievable, and then we had some toughness too with Donald, even Zentner, and those guys. We were like stacked from everywhere. I felt like even our 19-year-olds were very good, and our rookies too, and we had some toughness to our lineup too. We were good like in every like area. I felt like it's just unfortunate that we couldn't get it done.
That team was a lot of fun. Like, do you have any fun stories about those guys and that team and just the times that you guys had? Is there any good stories that you want to tell us?
Oh yeah, I remember one time we lost to Larange. I think our first road trip there, second one. I just remember we got back to Melfort at 3:30 in the morning or 3 around there, and Blaz just fucking goes up as he looks at us. He's like, "Hey boys, put your runners up and your shorts. We're gonna run the stairs a little bit." Then we
I remember that.
We ran the stairs for like half an hour, man. It was horrible.
I remember that.
Or even the last year we lost to Flan 10-1 coming back from Christmas, or what is it, 8-0?
Something like
come
that.
Back from that road trip, and the next morning it's like 8 o'clock. Boys, bring your what do you need to do? The shovel. Bring your shovels and shovel the other people's driveway in the town.
And with your relationship with the coach, was that something that like kind of got the boys fired up, or was there any kind of like, oh well, why the fuck are we doing this?
Oh no, we knew we deserved it. Oh, we did for sure. No, that's actually good because that's how we got. I think we were so good that we needed those hard punishments sometimes, because we shouldn't have lost some games that year. We would just not show up.
Like, talk about Trevor as a coach. Trevor Blevins is the head coach of Mustangs, still is to this day, and very well known throughout kind of the Saskatchewan hockey community. Tell us what he's like, as a coach.
Well, he's a good guy. I liked playing for Trevor. He was unreal to me. He gave me an opportunity. He's a very hard during practice and stuff. Like, you got to be hard all the time, and that's how I actually got so much better in my game, just because I was playing the hardest I could, and that's how I learned how to play hard too in playing for him, because I was going through the motions, I felt like, a little bit before. Then once I got in Melfort, I really learned like how to like compete like to your best, like how to be a little tougher with your stick and where to position it myself better in the neutral zone and following the system and it changed my game all around. And no, it's good. It's hard. Like, we'll do like, I remember doing battling practice. Like, you always got to be like at 100% with Trevor, and that's how we were successful. Because that's how we had success. Because we were a tough team to play against, because we were going hard every game.
Yeah, that season was a lot of fun. I remember, but then in the off season of that year, your first and second year, you actually get traded to Whitecourt.
Yeah.
And then did you even set foot in Whitecourt?
Yeah, I did. I stayed there a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe.
And then you get shipped back to Melfort again.
Yeah, I asked for a trade over there.
So first off, what is Whitecourt like as a community? Like, what is Whitecourt like? I've actually never been there. What is it like for our Alberta listeners?
Yeah, it's like as what I remember, it's like I remember there's like a big like highway type of thing like in the middle of it, and there's like stores like each side of like the road. It's like I don't really know. It's kind of weird actually. It's pretty small, but like not much like trees or anything. Like I don't really know. Like it's I didn't stay there very long. Yeah.
You get shipped back to Melfort. You ask for a trade. Do you remember the call? Did Trevor call you and say you're coming back? What do you remember knowing that you got traded back to Melfort?
Not even. Because I called back. I called the coach back after I was in the lineup for a game or whatever. I don't. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. So
It was an exhibition
then I asked
game?
for a trade out. Yeah, he put me in for
Okay.
an exhibition, and I wasn't having fun at all over there. I had no fun. I wanted to quit and go home. So I said, trade me, please. Like, I'll just go back to Saskatchewan. Like, I had fun last year there, and I wouldn't mind going back in that league. Then he says, you'll never go back to Melfort. That's what the head coach, GM in the Whitecourt tells me. He's like, if you think you're going back there, you are not. So I said, all right, well, it's all right. So keeps going. A couple of days later, I get the phone call. He says, yeah, you're getting back to Melfort. Good luck. I said, all right, thank you. Good luck. And then a couple of minutes later, Blevs calls me.
Did they just end up trading you back for the player you were originally sent for, or did you get one of your other buddies from Melfort sent to Whitecourt in your place?
Well, I don't know what happened really. That's a compensation deal. I'm not sure who got traded. I think Albertson got traded for me actually this year.
Well, yeah, that's actually a weird story. It's a weird trade tree, I think, because that trade, you were sent to Whitecourt as I think part of like as a futures deal. So you were kind of the futures going back, and then I think it was a PDF to bring you back and futures or something like that. But then Whitecourt made a trade with Nipawin, and Nipawin then, so indirectly, Melfort sent Christian Albertson as the futures to Nipawin as sort of a roundabout way. It was a weird deal, but the trade tree still stands.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, Albertson. Yeah.
Do you remember that chat with Blevins on the phone once you got traded back?
Oh yeah, no, he sent me a video. I think his family and his kids speaking in French and saying welcome home and stuff. It was unreal. I was so happy, man. You don't even I don't even remember how happy I was because I was jumping like almost through the ceiling, and I was so sad. And like over there in Alberta, I wasn't feeling myself, playing like badly, not playing well, no confidence. I was in good shape, great shape too. And then when I got the call that I was coming back, seeing all my buddies from the year before and stuff, I felt like unbelievable. It was an unreal feeling.
What was and then that team, this past season, what did you notice as kind of like the differences between the two clubs from your two years? What did you notice as different dynamic and stuff like that?
I don't know. I feel like it was like kind of the same feeling about the group. Like we were a very tight group last year too. Like everyone was close to each other and buddies. We didn't have any problem on that team. We were very competitive too. But I would say that we didn't have probably as much power offensively because it was pretty hard to be as good that the first year with Albrecht and Ball and Schmidt and Michaud and King, all those guys. But I felt like we were a good like team, like a good hockey, like defensive hockey team. Like overall, we were playing like system. We were very good on our system, and we had an unreal goalie, good D's, and our forwards were great too. So we would play like very well as a team. That's what we needed to do to win. But I thought we had a good shot at going back to back, like to the finals this year too.
Well, yeah, and then it gets cut because of COVID. Do you remember kind of that game, that last game in Estevan? Like, do you remember kind of like how you guys found out the season was going to come to a close? Like, that must have just taken the air out of you guys.
Yeah, we were in Melfort. We just got the 3-1 lead, and then they were coming down, and then one of our buddies that we met at the showcase was on Estevan. He texted us and told us that they were going back because the league told them to go back to Estevan. So they went back. And then we heard the news that the league was postponed or whatever. And then it just never ended.
It just
never came back. And this year, are they going to play this year? What's going on?
Played a few games, and I guess we'll see. I mean, it'd be great if they could. It's been almost a year now. You were an assistant captain that year, this past season in Melfort 1920. What was that like? Did you feel any pressure with that letter on your chest?
Oh, no. It was more, I took pride in that because I thought it was very cool for me to be a French Canadian, in Melfort wearing but no, I had both of my years, I had unreal times, and I met all my teammates were very good to me. I had lots of fun. So yeah, that was fun to be a captain for a group and an organization that I always took pride to work my hardest for, and I really wanted to win that my last year so badly. That will always stay. But no, I guess I really wanted to have that championship. Like that big picture, like under the when you go down the stairs, like those ones are unreal. I wanted mine, but it was unreal to be a captain for this team and to be playing with the two groups I played with.
Nolan Katachuk, your defense partner for 2 years. You and him are good buddies. What's your relationship like with him? I know you guys are super tight.
Oh yeah, that's my boy. That's my number. That's my brother. He plays that today is his first college game. I was watching him. Yeah, I told him earlier this week too. I was like, yeah, it's probably not gonna feel the same playing without six, man. He's like, he gives it to me, and I talk with his mom a lot too. I'm very close with this family. They gave a lot for me, and no, they were always there for me too. They supported me in tough times. Sometimes when I was up in Saskatchewan, and no, they are my Saskatchewan family as well. I have a lot of respect for them, but yeah, that guy Caddy's an absolute beauty, man. That's the first guy that really took me like under his wing with Albrecht and Schneider, but Katachuk is my wingman for sure.
Throughout that year, you guys playing really well, and then you commit to, you're waiting for kind of a commitment to go to college or university or something like that, and you wait and you wait and you wait. Was there conversations throughout the year with different schools?
I talk with Niagara around Christmas last year, little. Then my Blebs would tell me that like he was getting phone calls with D1 teams, but wouldn't tell me like who and stuff because he wanted me to stay keep my head in the game because sometimes I'm a little bit of a mental like midget, like I gotta focus more on stuff. But he wouldn't tell me who and stuff, but he would tell me that to keep working hard and to keep my head in the game. And then I talked with D3s most of the years and CIS, a little bit for CIS from home and CIS in Western Canada. And then I took the decision that because we went to that show, I got injured in December.
Mm-hmm.
I partially tore my MCL, and then I went to miss 8 games, and then I got back right away for that showcase. It went well, but I didn't have like like a lot of talks or anything with D1 teams. But my coach was telling me, like keep working hard. Like teams are calling me and still looking at you. They'll come for playoffs and stuff, and then bang, playoffs gets canceled.
But you did end up committing throughout the summer to Laurentian, which is
Yeah,
close to home for you, correct?
yeah, it's 7 or 8 hours away drive. Not too
Okay.
bad. Yeah,
So why did you choose there at first? We'll get into your switch over to
yeah.
Alaska after that, but why did you choose there first?
Just lots of opportunities. I felt like I would have had lots of playing time there as a first year. Play a lot in the good league, close to home, but because like they didn't have very great years the past couple of years, and we were looking young again this year, so I was gonna play and get lots of opportunities there, but um then after that, I just got the call from Alaska Fairbanks later on in the summer, and that was just a no-brainer. And say no.
Yeah, I think you've told me before your dream was you came to Saskatchewan because you wanted to play NCAA
Yeah. Oh
hockey.
yeah, no,
So
and all year, like I was talking with my coaches and stuff. They were telling me like, man, like keep going, it's coming. Like they're watching you. They're calling us. Like almost every week. They tell me like they called us. Like I thought like since I was in the US, when I went to the States, I wanted to play D1, and then I wasn't like getting it, but I was like all like I was hearing some stuff, but I wasn't getting anything. Then I talked with Niagara and stuff, but then nothing, and just out of the blue, man, like just an opportunity like that. I was like, wow, this is unreal. No,
Now I got
they said they watched me play lots, and they talked with our coaches in Melfort, and they gave me an opportunity to come up.
yeah.
Now I gotta ask, you're playing for the Alaska Nanooks. Do you know what a Nanook is? Because
Is that
I
like a
don't.
polar bear? I don't know. It looks like a polar bear to me.
That's my guess too. It's something
Yeah,
like that. I don't know why
I
it's
don't know.
but
I should probably know that though.
So what's it like being up in, I'm assuming, Fairbanks, Alaska, compared to Saskatchewan or Drummondville or Connecticut or other places you've played?
This is well, I've been far away from home, but this is far away. This is far, but I love it. It feels like a little bit like the same as in Saskatchewan. It's cold, it's dry outside and stuff, but I love like how our schedule is here, playing hockey and working out every day, just getting better. I love this grind and stuff. I love it. I love the game. So it's for me, it's to be at school, doing my work, and having could get a degree and just play and get better at hockey. It's just like the perfect package for me, because eventually I'd like to go play pro somewhere and stuff. So no, for me it's been unbelievable here, and I love my time here, and I'm looking forward for the next couple of years here. Should be very fun, and to play too, it's gonna be unbelievable.
the dream is still to play pro somewhat. Hey, you still want to be able to keep playing this as long as you can?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's the deal, is to play pro for sure. I want to play, whether it's in Europe or North America. I would just want to. My dream's always been to play at the highest level that I can, and no, I'll still work the hardest I can to get there. But no, but the dream would be to play pro wherever it is, just to the best of my abilities. I guess we'll find out in a couple of years.
There was one, when you move away from home, you obviously grew up speaking French, and then you moved to Connecticut and then Saskatchewan. Was there a language barrier? Where did the language barrier start to break down for you, I guess?
Oh, my first year in the US, I couldn't speak very well in English actually. My first 2 years there I couldn't say much. I should ask my buddies how they thought I would speak in French with them. It was horrible. Then I went to Saskatchewan, and the Western Canadian accent is way different than the Boston accent too. So I was like kind of like losing it again, and then I couldn't like my first year wasn't great. I know guys would give me a hard time in that locker room with my accent and stuff. But yeah, it was good though. It was I was with great people all the time. Like even my roommate Albrecht was a good buddy. He would make fun of me a lot actually with that, but he's a good guy on that.
Do you remember like any like incidents where like there was that language barrier, you're trying to talk to somebody about something and you just can't, like the two of you just cannot get on the same wavelength?
Uh, High school in Boston for sure.
Yeah,
I
there's
would
a few moments like
I'd
that.
teach, yeah, like teacher would like explain me something, and I would try to ask her something about a homework, and I couldn't find the word to ask it. Like I was like, yeah, it's just like let's scratch this one, man.
That's one way to learn a language, hey, is just be thrown right into the fire, hey?
Oh, it's the first month I couldn't even do anything. I would be sitting with the guys around the table. They would talk about stories and stuff, and I couldn't understand nothing.
That's awesome, man. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have, so we talked earlier about like some, you're fighting, you weren't afraid to drop the mitts and stuff. Do you have any memorable fights in the SJHL? I know you talked about the one against Jacqueline Trishan. Do you have any other memorable ones that were, some big tilts from your time there?
Not really. I would I had like what four first year. My last year I didn't fight as a 20. I fought only one time. Schneider
Oh.
gives it to me for that one. He loves saying, "Hey Rondo, you didn't want to fight that year." Blah, blah. But yeah, no, but yeah, probably my first fight ever. I didn't really know what to do. Like he was just like I don't remember his name. He was a 20-year-old on Yorkton. He had a couple fights too, but he was a very strong little forward. And I actually got like very very like shocked. Like when he asked me to fight, I was like, wow, this is happening. My first one, and it was just like it was wow. I don't really remember what happened, but I just remember like when we dropped the Mets, and it's just like kind of a blackout.
Jake, are you trying to find who it was? Because I think we should all try and figure out who it was, because
I could not find it.
Oh, I got a picture with that guy on Instagram, I think too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
We'll try and share that on the socials. So
Yeah.
a forward, you said, right?
Yeah.
Colby Brandt that year? No. Matthew or Jared Legion?
No, it wasn't Legion.
No, it was, who it was? I think it was Brendan
Hobbs.
Platt. It was Hobbs. Okay.
Hobbs. It was Hobbs.
Okay. Quinn
Yeah.
Hobbs. Okay.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you remember fighting him? That was your first fight?
Yeah, ever. First fight ever. That's why I remember his name too. I'll always remember his name. Yeah, that shocked me. He was very like smaller than me and stuff, but he was not scared, and I knew that he knew what he was doing too. Like
Did you have a favorite place to play? Obviously, other than Melfort, was there like any building in the SJ that you like to play in more than any others?
I like to beat Flin Flon in Flin Flon. I love to beat Flin Flon. And
Yeah.
Nipawin too, in their own barn. Yeah. Those two teams probably. Flin Flon and Nipawin. I both
both.
hated those teams, yeah.
Well, talk to us about that rivalry. I don't know if a lot of people understand the rivalry between Melfort and Nipawin in the SJHL. I think it's one of the best in Canada.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it too. I didn't get it at first because I remember asking those questions too before we played them the first time, and the guys were like, just watch, just wait and watch, and it's coming. And it's crazy. Like my first game in Nipawin, like that cage was packed and it's loud and it's a small ice. Everybody gets hit every time you touch the puck. It's like a crazy like hockey atmosphere, I would say. And winning there also always feels unbelievable. Like it's like a crazy time. Like our fans are there, their fans are there, and we when we won a couple times over my times in Nipawin, and wow, was it a good feeling? Coaches are happy too. The community is happy. We could chirp the guys a bit on the other side, but at the end of the day, we met last year when the season was over. We met me and Katachuk and Rask. We met a couple of the Nipwin guys, and they were all good guys, all great fellows, and it's all good stuff. But on the ice, it's always like battling, and it was the war between those two teams for sure.
There's always a stop at the Bears Den involved there if you win, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. I'd say so.
Once in a while, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So to kind of follow that up, what was your favorite moment playing in the SJHL besides, just your playoff goal there? Like, is there another moment that really sticks out in your mind?
Looking back now, probably when we were going to that when we beat that beat that battle for team and battle for to make 1-1, I thought we had them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we did 1-1 now, and I was like, there's no way we lose 2 in Melfort with Ball and Albrecht, right? And Tosh and those guys. We weren't losing in Melfort. But yeah, we didn't show up really, and we lost. But I really thought that like after that first win, when Hobson scored that one,
Yeah.
like I thought we had them. I really did. But I guess, and also and probably just when I saw the first my first goal in the league too, when Zentner passed me the puck 2-on-1 against Humboldt, my first year. I'm not sure is it before or after Christmas, but it was a good time. I didn't think I was gonna ever score. Took like 5 months, but scored one.
Well, you scored against Humboldt for your first goal. I don't remember it. I don't remember that at all. Like, walk me through the play.
And then I scored against. Well, I went 2-on-1 with Zentner. Then he made like an unreal pass, and I just had really like to chip it in, and I tapped it in the net and scored my first SJHL goal.
Wow.
Yeah, it felt good actually because Albrecht would score like 1 or 2 every night and put up like 4 points, and we go home and hey, Alex scored his first tonight. Albrecht's got 5 points. Nice. Every night Albrecht would go back home and score like 2. Hey, good job, Ron. You got 1 point tonight. Yeah, thanks. You got 92.
He always gave you a hard time, eh?
Oh man.
Well, there was always a little bit of like competition between you and Katachuk as well, right? Because you guys finished tied for points.
Oh yeah.
Last season, right?
Oh
so
yeah.
Is there ever like a competition between you two?
Yeah, well, no, we never talk about points. Never. No, we never did. We would just try to be the best we could like together. We were like playing as a team. Like we were like partners, so we always tried to be the best we can and help each other out, get the most points or get the wins at the end.
Nice. Boys, you got anything else that you want to ask Rondeau here? I think we're wrapping up here.
I got one actually. So now you're practicing out in Fairbanks. Who's one guy so far that's impressed you the most?
There is a lot of good players that actually the first time I stepped on the ice, I was like, wow, everybody is good. Like everybody is good. Then everybody here was good, and juniors too. Like it is a different level for sure. But the one guy that really impressed me, it's Philip. He's a Swedish hockey player on their team. He's a 99 sophomore. Philip Fornas Svensson, I think that's his last name, Fornas Svensson. But his release and his shot is unreal. Like he probably has the hardest shot I have ever seen in my life. As of right now, he's got our cannon, and his release is like very, very fast. And he's also like a 99, and he's playing on his second year. This year, obviously, we're not playing, so next year will be his second year. But he's my age, and he's like, I'm a pretty big boy. I'm 6'2", 210, probably around there. He's 6'4", 200 and something pound. He can move too. I think he'll be unreal for us. He was really good last year, but this year he's been really, really, really good. He's impressed me since I've been here.
Yeah,
Man.
worth noting he came from the Swedish under-20 league where he was a point per game player in his last year.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I'll give it to you. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Man, Rondi, I really appreciate you coming on here, chatting with us. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. I miss seeing you in Melfort. This was so much fun, man. Thanks for doing this. I know the boys appreciated this, and best of luck throughout your career. I know we'll be following you. Thanks for doing this, buddy.
I know. Thank you, boys. It was awesome talking with you guys. And yeah, no, I miss you too, Matty. I'll go back to Melfort probably. I'm not sure if this year with COVID and stuff, but I will definitely be stopping by, and we could have a beer.
Sounds good, buddy. I can't wait.
All right. Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Buddy.